Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Dr. Ruby, and in today's class we'll be exploring an essential concept in educational psychology. That is, Vernon's hierarchical theory of intelligence. We will break down this theory step by step, starting with Vernon's background, a detailed look at his model, and finally, the educational implications of his theory. Before we dive in, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, subscribe now and press the bell icon to get notified whenever I upload a new video. I have covered many important topics in educational psychology, which I have linked in the description below. You will also find playlist on educational philosophy, where I have covered both the Indian and Western philosophies, playlist on government educational schemes and policies, and daily MCQs. Now, let's get started with today's class. Philip Ewart Vernon was a British psychologist who made a significant impact in the field of intelligence research. His work became especially notable for attempting to reconcile the two dominant views on intelligence at the time, Spearman's G-factor theory and Thurston's multiple factors theory. Vernon was born in the UK and completed his education at the University of Cambridge, where he earned his PhD. He went on to teach and research at the University of London, becoming one of the most respected figures in the study of intelligence. He focused on understanding how both general intelligence and specific abilities consist within the human mind. In 1950, Vernon proposed his hierarchical theory of intelligence, which builds on the idea that intelligence is structured in layers. According to Vernon, the general intelligence sits at the top of the hierarchy, followed by broad group factors, and finally, more specialized abilities at the bottom. His theory basically offered a bridge between the two leading schools of thought on intelligence, acknowledging both general cognitive abilities and specific measurable skills. Now, let us understand Vernon's hierarchical model. So, as the name suggests, this theory is layered, hierarchical structure that describes intelligence in different tiers. At the very top, we have the general intelligence. This is the overarching ability that influences all cognitive tasks. However, Vernon argued that it is not just general intelligence that determines our mental capabilities. Beneath the general intelligence, he identified two major group factors, which are verbal or educational ability and practical or mechanical ability. The verbal ability, represented with the letter V, is a factor which includes abilities related to language, reasoning, and academic learning. People with strong V abilities typically excel in verbal tasks, reading, writing, and formal education settings. For example, imagine that a student who is great at writing essays, participating in debates, and understanding complex text in subjects like history and literature. Their strong performance in these areas show their V abilities. The practical ability, represented by the letter K, is the ability which involves spatial, mechanical, and practical problem-solving skills. Those with high K abilities are often good at hands-on tasks, such as building things or navigating physical environments. For example, think of someone who can assemble a complex piece of furniture without much difficulty, or a person who can easily fix mechanical devices. Their skill in these areas reflect their K abilities. So these broad group factors, which are V and K, can be further divided into minor group factors and specific abilities. For example, under V, you might find more detailed abilities like vocabulary and reading comprehension. Similarly, under K, you might find spatial awareness and technical reasoning. By organizing intelligence in this way, Vernon's model explains why some individuals might excel in certain areas while facing challenges in others. It also emphasizes the idea that intelligence is diverse and multi-layered, rather than being a single, uniform trait. Vernon's theory has several important implications for education, particularly in how we approach teaching and learning. Let us understand them one by one. Tailored learning methods. Since students have different abilities under V and K, teachers should tailor their methods to meet the diverse needs. Some students might excel in academic subjects, while others might thrive in practical tasks. Understanding these differences allows educators to design lessons that cater to each student's strengths. For example, a teacher might use project-based learning for students with strong K abilities, allowing them to demonstrate their skills through practical assignments, while providing discussion-based tasks for those with strong V abilities. Point number 2, multifaceted assessment. Education systems should not rely solely on one type of assessment, such as written exams. Instead, teachers should incorporate a variety of evaluation methods, from written tests to hands-on projects, to capture a fuller picture of each student's abilities. Let's take an example. In a science class, a teacher should include both a traditional written test and a hands-on experiment project. This allows students to showcase both their V abilities through written explanations and their K abilities through practical application. Point number 3, curriculum design. A balanced curriculum should address both V and K skills. While verbal or educational abilities are often emphasized in academic settings, practical or mechanical skills are just as important in preparing students for the real world. For example, schools should implement workshops, labs, or technical education alongside traditional classroom instruction, ensuring that both types of intelligence are nurtured. Point number 4, career guidance. Teachers and counselors should help students choose career paths that align with their specific strengths. Students with high V abilities might excel in professions that involve communication or academic work, while those with high K abilities might be better suited for careers in technical or mechanical fields. For example, a student who excels in hands-on tasks like woodworking might be encouraged to pursue a career in carpentry or engineering, while a student with strong verbal skills might be steered towards career in law of education. Point number 5, inclusive education. Vernon's theory supports the idea of inclusive education, where students with different cognitive profiles can all find success. By recognizing that intelligence comes in different forms, educators can create a more supportive learning environment that values all types of abilities. For example, in a diverse classroom, students might be grouped based on their abilities for certain tasks, allowing each group to focus on what they excel at. This fosters confidence and reduces feeling of inadequacy. Now coming to the last point, development of teaching strategies. Teachers can use Vernon's theory to implement differentiated teaching strategies. For example, they can offer a mix of theoretical instruction and hands-on learning to engage students with different strengths. A science teacher, let's say, might explain a concept verbally and then have students work on a practical experiment catering to both V and K abilities in the same lesson. So that was all on today's class on Vernon's hierarchical theory of intelligence. I hope you liked the video. Please let me know in the comment section if you have any questions regarding this theory. Like, subscribe and share. Thank you for watching and see you in the next class.